Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's tutorial is on how to draft a bustier pattern with a yoke. If you're interested in learning this, please keep watching this video. So right now I'm going to draw my basic vertical lines, my shoulder to chest line, which is 8 inches, my shoulder to bust line, which is 11 inches, shoulder to under bust, which is 15 inches, and shoulder to waistline 17 inches, and the full length, which is 19 inches. After drawing out my basic lines, I'm going to be dividing my shoulder length divided by 2, which is 15 inches divided by 2, and that gave me 7.5. If you add half an inch for ease, that will automatically give you your chest line measurement. But on the shoulder line, you can mark 7.5 inches if the dress you're making is without sleeve, or mark 8 inches if the dress you're making has a sleeve. So I'm using 3.5 inches as my neck width and 4 inches as my neck depth. So I'm just going to use my French curve to make my round neckline. And also on the shoulder line, I'm going to be going down by 1 inch to make my shoulder slant. And on the chest line, I'm going to be dividing my bust circumference by 4, which is 9.5 inches, and also the armhole length by 2, and go in by half an inch, and use my French curve to make my armhole curve. Now after that, I'm just going to label out my lines. I have my chest line, my bust line, my under bust, and my waistline. So I'm just going to mark my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 4 inches from my bust line down to the full length. I'm also going to be dividing my shoulder length by 2, which gave me 2.25 of an inch. And then make a straight line down to my bust line. Now on the full length of this pattern, I'll be marking half an inch on both sides, and on the waistline I'll be marking half an inch, and on the under bust line I'll be marking 0.7 inch. And then use my ruler to connect those points together. After doing that, I'm going to go to my bust line and mark 1 inch below the bust line, and use my French curve to connect it to the under bust line. So guys, when you're done with that, you'll be taking whatsoever measurement you have between your bust line and your under bust line and make a circle with that. So mine is 4 inches, and I'm going to use that to make a circle from the bust line. Just round my pattern from the bust line. You don't need to rush this, just take your time and do it properly so that it comes out all nice and neat. So guys, this is totally optional. You can actually make your pattern without making this circle around your bust line. So guys, I'm just going to go over to the chest line, just 1 inch above the chest line, and mark half an inch on the side going towards the center front, and 1 inch on the side going towards the side of this pattern, and then connect it to the bust line. After that, I'm just going to go down by half an inch from the chest line and use my French curve to make a sweetheart neckline with this, and also connect the other side to the armhole. After that, I'm just going to take whatsoever measurements I have in between this line here, so which is 1.5 inches. I'm just going to add it to the side of this pattern, and also go over to the full length of this my pattern and divide my waist circumference by 4, and also add 1 inch as my dart intake and connect those points together with my ruler, and then go ahead and add 1.5 inches as my sewing allowance. After doing that, that will be all for this pattern, and I'm just going to label this here my yoke and then cut out this pattern. So guys, this is what it looks like after cutting, and this is all for the front pattern. So let's move over to the back pattern. So guys, for the back pattern, I'm using 2 inches as my zipper allowance. So you should go ahead and mark in your basic vertical lines, your chest line, your bust line, your under bust line, your waistline, and also the total length of the dress you're making with this pattern. Now also mark your shoulder measurement divided by 2 and connect it to the chest line. I'm using 3.5 inches as my neck width and 2 inches as my neck depth for my back pattern. I'm also marking 1 inch below my shoulder line and connecting it to my neck width to make my shoulder slant, and also dividing my bust circumference by 4 and also marking it at that point there and making my armhole curve just like this. Now I'm also going to mark my bust span, which is my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, and also go up by 1 inch from my bust line. And on the full length of my pattern, I'm just going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides of that line and make my dart lines with it. And also divide my waist circumference by 4 and add 1.5 inches as my sewing allowance. I already did that for my bust line. Now you can choose to maintain the round neckline, or you can make a V neckline by connecting your neck width to your chest line. So this totally depends on what you want. So it's time to cut out this pattern. So guys, this is what your back pattern will look like after cutting it out. And this is my front pattern over here. So guys, this is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, and see you in my next video. Bye.